Well, a short time ago, I spoke to the former British commander in Bosnia, now Conservative MP, Colonel Bob Stewart, and asked him first what he hoped the trial would achieve.
Well, it would be nice if it achieved some form of justice, but that is impossible because you cannot right what is wrong. And so many people have died as a result of the actions of General Mladic. But at least General Mladic will never come out of prison again.
You say as the result of his actions. Obviously, that's for the trial to decide. But is there any doubt in your mind as to his responsibility?
Not in the slightest. He was the military commander of the Bosnian Serb army from the time when I was there right up to the end of the war. He was the military commander who commanded the attack by Bosnian Serb armed forces against Sarajevo for 44 months. He was the military commander that surrounded Srebrenica and Gorazda and bombed it unmercifully. And he was the military commander who allowed, or at the very least allowed, but certainly possibly ordered the removal of men and boys from Srebrenica and their murder.
How have the massacres that were perpetrated haunted you over the past 20 years?
Well, the ones I saw, of course, have haunted me. It's quite difficult to forget picking up the skull of a baby, thinking it's a ball, and then dropping it. You feel terrible guilt, and it's pretty awful to think back and say, well, we were near when these massacres occurred, but we didn't know they were happening and we didn't do very much about them. So, of course, we that were there feel pretty guilty. In some ways, we can say, well, we saved quite a lot of lives too, but one life lost when it might not have been is a disaster.
Do you think that this trial, and indeed the conviction of the former Liberian warlord Charles Taylor, signifies a change in international justice, that sooner or later crimes against humanity will be investigated and the suspects will be tracked down?
Well, I should think probably less than 1% of people that have carried out crimes against humanity will be brought to justice. So, you know, I've been to Bosnia recently and I'm quite conscious that there are a huge number of people wandering around that country who have got serious blood on their hands, and they will never be brought to trial and they will never face justice. And I think that's sad, but it's better to take one person, 1 in 100, than no one at all.